And there's a big old spider over here. Oh, I don't know what kind it is, but I know it's not gonna be a friendly one. Oh man, I hate spiders. I do not do spiders. But if that is what I think it is, even though it looks like rain, come hell or high water, I'm gonna get this gate enclosure installed on this gate. But before I can do that, you come over here, get the little baby gate, or baby rake. I said gate. Because I didn't record it, but I did show it on our side channel. We needed a new area to move chicks, baby chicks around. We got that all set up. Glass over here, putting some pine shavings in, some bedding materials. Here's your rake, baby. You're welcome. All right. Oh, welcome back to the journey, friends. So, yes, if you've missed out on any of that stuff, definitely go over to our side channel. That link's always down in the description, or what do people call that? The booty boops, the bitty boops, the bitty boop boops. People call the description some weird stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna get over here. I'm gonna grab everything I need. I really wish my little cart for the tractor was fixed, because now I need to carry everything down there by hand. But I'm gonna start grabbing some stuff. I'm gonna get it down there. I've already did the unboxing of all the stuff, so if you missed out on that, or if you've missed out on this entire series, definitely go check that out. That playlist will also be linked down in the description. I'll probably also link it at the end of this video. And if you're new here altogether, well, thank you for joining in on our journey. It's greatly appreciated. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us a like if you like our content. And welcome to the journey. So anyway, let me grab some stuff and then we'll meet you up at the front. All right, I think I got everything set. So I'm gonna go ahead and take everything up to the front. So Gladys is finishing up with what she is doing, and then she's gonna go change and meet us up there as well, because some of this might be a little easier with two people, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, meet you up on the front. So we got everything laid out. Still not 100% certain of where everything goes, but for the most part, I think we got it.
You watched a video.
Yeah, I think we got it taken care of. Yes, I did watch the installation video. It was obviously a few weeks ago, so I probably could use a refresher. But anyway, actuator. We're only going to show the one side for the actuator, because we actually have the dual gate. It's the exact same for the other side. So installation of this one is going to be the exact same on the other side, just basically mirrored. Okay. So other than that, and then we have our solar panels. This one does not come with this white box. That I actually purchased off of Amazon, and I'm actually using this. So this is the opener, and then it has the UPS, and then I have spaces down at the bottom for my batteries. But I actually bought this separate. I'll throw a link for that down in the description if you would like to get one, or just whatever suits your fancy. All right, and then that will be getting mounted on a post. We also have some mounting rails for that and everything, but we need to...
It was just extra precaution, even though that's waterproof.
Yeah, everything is 100% waterproof indeed.
He just wants extra.
Of course, I like it. I like it to be fancy, fancy. But yes, it's all typed up or tightened up in one little package. So
Yeah.
I like it
clean.
Yeah, I like it better. Exactly. That's what I was going for. It looks clean. Okay. And then obviously solar panels will go up here on the top. This post gets a little more sun than that one, because obviously that way is south. And we had already talked about that if we needed to, I think that pine right there and this pine right here that we can cut down.
Maybe just one.
And yeah, if I had to cut down only one, it's going to be that one, because that one does block the most afternoon sun. But I think it'll be perfectly fine. I think it'll be fine. So we're going to go ahead and get you all set up onto the tripod. We're going to get some marks put on the post and go ahead and start getting our the main hinge part, the mount, because this has long through bolts, and I didn't bring the drill for that. So yeah, we're gonna have to make marks. I'm gonna have to go get some more tools, and then we'll get this thing installed. Okay, I know I forget stuff all the time. So tools acquired. So if you got a pencil or a pen, and I was gonna get a kneeling pad thing too, didn't grab that either. So.
Scatterbrain.
Scatterbrain. That's fine. So, ow. Put it on the bottom. Bolt that 2 1/4. And then obviously staying straight with the post, I'm just kind of eyeballing that. So. And cedar is one of those that it does not like to be drilled. Alright, so that has been drilled out for that bottom one. So now we can put our bottom bracket on. And I'm just going to put these hand tight. I'm not going to tighten down. A flat washer, split washer, and then a nut. Alright, so that's loose enough that I should still be able to move that as needed. So, because this has many holes in there to be able to adjust it as needed. I think that this one will probably work out for us. Because it does have like a little card that says the minimum that you want your actuator to be from your hinge is 1 inch. So, and that's a minimum. Obviously, it could be more. It doesn't have a maximum. It just has a minimum. And I'm pretty sure that's for like binding and stuff like that. You don't want it to bind. But this is going to give me a location now for my top holes. I'll put it right in the middle. Right in the middle. And then that gives me the ability to adjust that as well as needed. Alright, so now I got 2 more holes to drill. My pocket's vibrating. There we go. That one is through. Obviously, I want that rib to be facing up, not down, because then that will just sit there and hold water. Put a little strength. And then I want to turn.
Right there. Nope. Yeah.
That one is a little more.
Thought it was.
Well, we'll see.
It's more that way. Right. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. It was right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yep, that one should be perfectly fine. So, and these gates from the concrete actually measure a little different because this post is actually a little higher off the ground than that post, elevation wise. Our gates are level. Obviously, if you don't see that in the previous videos, but I'm going to the middle of my hinge, which was 8 1/4. So I want to be able to put this to pretty close to 8 1/4. But I think if I just lift this up just a hair, and those might or might not spin. I don't know, dear. Is the ratchet in the wheelbarrow?
There you go.
Thank you, babe. Yeah, this is the socket I needed for the bolts. We still got to put a few more through bolts into the gate. I've not done that yet. And
Trying to make sure there ain't no snakes.
actually, you're probably going to have to use this because I didn't bring in a deep socket.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay. There we go. Which one, top or bottom?
We'll go to the very bottom.
Okay.
And but I do want to bring this up some.
Okay.
So let me loosen these off just a hair. Enough to where I can move it. Okay. I think that gives me the measurement that I was looking for. Yep, it does.
Okay.
If you want to turn the bottom on, that's what it looks like. This is going to be the wrong size wrench.
There's another one in there.
So I don't know if that's. No, I'm not going to have the correct wrench.
I said there's another one in there.
Yeah, the one in the wheelbarrow is a 9/16.
Okay.
It's
There,
not.
I did that. It's tight already.
Okay,
Really
next one up.
Very tight. I can
Yeah.
see him seeping over here.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good. Okay. Because it'll help lock those in too, if it sucks it into the wood a little bit. Okay. Now go ahead and put this bolt in. Which I'm gonna put the nut on the top.
There you go.
Let's see if I can. Well, I don't want to tighten this one down completely in case we need to change it.
Okay.
But I also don't want it
Super loose.
falling on us.
Nice here.
This is the bus. Okay, and then from here, get our pin. It goes in between, and then obviously this has to where you're putting your release on the top, and then this has a place where this actually sits in there. It goes from top down, and then the pin that holds it. Okay. Now this would be, so where we have the gate right now is at full close. And then, so that means for that, we need to have the actuator out. Because actuator out is closed, and then as it's coming in, the actuator is getting pushed in because our gate is a pull open, not a push open. So we have to release the actuator to get it to come out all the way. Which I need to go get the key. I don't have the key with me.
Great.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to track down the key. Yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, I can go ahead and open this up because it's going to be at full close, right? And you can twist this to adjust it. Can you even see what I'm doing? I think you can. So this can be twisted in and out, right, to adjust. Plus on the bottom of this, it does have the like the sensors on the bottom of where you're going to do your starts and stops and all those things. We'll get there, right, when we get to that point. So let me go ahead and get this gate swung. Gonna have to move y'all back just a little bit. There we go. Of where I would like it to be at full open, which is here. That's full open. So that's when I should be able to take this, come and mark my holes where I would like that to be. I need a pencil, which I still didn't bring. Even all this time that I went and looked for the key, I still didn't bring back a pencil or any type of marking device. All right. So now that I have that marked of where I would like it to sit, and obviously this has movement up and down. You want it to try to be as level as possible, which I do have a level. I got my mark on the gate. Go ahead and get it to close back. And then I'm gonna mark out my holes of where I need to drill my holes at. And this one, I think I have a 3/8 drill bit and my power drill. Now, obviously, this type of system, like I said, this box does not come with your TOPENS opener. And if you need mounting hardware, they do provide that, or they don't provide it, but they do have it available, is what I'm trying to say. Where did the other screws go? I know I grabbed more than that. Well, for Pete's sake, man, this is what it takes me to do a project forever and ever and ever. Let me go get more hardware. Obviously, I'm probably not going to get this completely finished today. that's fine, because I will come out in the morning and finish it. But I mean, for y'all, you know, it's not going to be any gaps whatsoever, so you'll be all right. Plus the mounting hardware for the box is actually self-tapping screws, so those should go through there okay. I don't know. We'll find out. Because it's getting to be that time of evening that, yes, all the bugs are starting to come out. I mean, obviously, Gladys already found a tick on her. And so she went back to the house. Which these screws are not going to be long enough. Not long enough. The plastic is a little thicker than I thought it was. So, because obviously this box did not come with hardware, which, see, there I go, mosquito went in my ear. Come on, man. Yeah. So, we'll get all this stuff mounted up. We'll get the solar installed tomorrow. We'll get the box installed tomorrow. And then we'll finish getting both actuators fully. I'll be done with everything tomorrow. I'll just say that. So let me go ahead and get this gate open back up, and then we'll see you in the morning. And just like that, it's actually the next day, already into the afternoon, and I'm already getting eaten up by bugs. But I did find the instruction manual on this. So with installing the brackets, so brackets is pretty important where you install them, and they actually have a chart, and I'll actually put that chart up here on the screen of where they're going to be located in reference to your hinges, which is actually very important because that's going to determine how much swing. So if you actually need more than a 90 degree, which for us, we only need 90 degrees. We don't need anything less than or more than that. Can it open more than that? Sure. I mean, we could probably even go up to like 100, 115 degrees, but 90 is really all we need. So the reference of that, go off of the charts. Make sure you're doing all those. If you have to install those brackets temporarily to be able to get those measurements, do so. It even has in the instruction manual, using like C-clamps. I forgot where it was at, but using C-clamps or just some type of clamp. Yeah, there it is. Right, to install it temporarily until you can get those measurements worked out. So, but I'm going to continue doing this, and as you see, I already have the box installed of what we were working on yesterday. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and start doing all of the solar stuff, because everything for this is mounted inside. Now, we do have a cable that's going to have to go over to the other actuator, and I want to be able to put that in ground, even though that cable, I do believe, is in ground protected, right? It does not need to be in a conduit. I'm still going to put that into a conduit, and I really don't have to go down very far here because we plan on bringing more soil and gravel and stuff like that into this area anyway. So as long as it's below the surface, that's all I'm looking for. And just the areas that the vehicles are going through, I'm going to have a conduit for that wire. So as of right now, I do not have that conduit during this install. So I'm going to get everything connected so you can see how the gates and stuff are operating, how they're working. And then I'm going to have to disconnect that actuator over on that side. And then with that being said, I'm probably just going to leave the gates open for now until I can get that other piece installed. But anyway, let's jump into the solar, get all this connected up. Okay, so got everything taken out of the box. I'm going to go ahead and apologize for any type of wind. Like I said, we still don't have a decent microphone setup as of yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this. So you have side brackets to put the two pieces together. Then you have your main bracket that comes here, and then you have your mounting bracket that comes here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this stuff put together, and then for this, since this one is not going to be extended, I'm going to have to attach this to the post first, and then try to work my hands back there to get all this tightened up. I might even try to see if I can't bend that just a little more, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So let me get all this stuff put together, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I know that I will be changing this probably in the future, because for one, I want to be putting some type of cap or a different type of light on top of these posts. So I'm going to need this to not be attached to that top of the post. So I'm either going to have to make its own pole or have some other type of bracket that way it's not interfering with the other things I want to do. And this system too, the ups in here can connect directly to 110. So you don't have to have solar. We don't have power being routed out here, so we opted to use solar panels. But who knows? Maybe sometime in the future, we'll run power out to here. And like I said too, we're still trying to get this road. I reach out to them every week, right? We're trying to get this road reclaimed as our property. And then once that happens, this gate really doesn't need to be here. We'll be having a gate out at the front. So, and all of this will basically get moved out there. Anyway, it'll all be changing. But all right, let's get this up here. See if I can't get this bolted in. I might need 2 people for this operation, but we'll see how it goes. Yep, it's gonna be a tricky one. I don't have the smallest of fingers. I think I got it. At least one. And there's a big old spider over here. Oh, I don't know what kind it is, but I know it's not gonna be a friendly one. Oh man, I hate spiders. I do not do spiders. But if that is what I think it is, please don't tell me that's a brown recluse. Please don't tell me that's a brown recluse. Okay. Don't want to be dealing with that right now. All right, let me get finishing putting this together, and then I'll bring you right back. Okay, now that our solar panel is basically finished, that's there. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you in to the panel. So obviously this has nothing to do with TOPENS, like I said, and actually this panel is too small for my batteries, which I already knew the second that I got it in the mail that it wasn't going to work out. But I mean, I could always take this out, because I still want to have this type of look to where everything is into one unit. So I am going to end up buying another box. But if anything, all you really need is just a place to be able to put your batteries, right? So, because the ups is waterproof, your gate opener box is completely waterproof. Okay, those can be mounted directly to the post. I just didn't want to have different things, 3 different things mounted. I just wanted it to all be one look, right? But in here, right inside your ups, everything already comes like pre-wired. Now, it did have a wire here that was for AC input, and that actually connects right over here. And I disconnected all that just to make it look a little cleaner. I didn't want to have just a wire sticking out the bottom. So with that, I went ahead and removed that. Now you have lights in here. You have like a charge discharge, lets you know if the unit is charging from your solar panel, if it's discharging to your the batteries or whatnot. Right now I don't have anything hooked up other than UPS. It's connected to the gate opener, okay, and then I have a few different wires. So going through, obviously you can always look even on the lid, right? The lid's going to tell you like what goes where, even in the instruction book. So just refer to that whenever you're installing all those things. Okay, so for now, since I already know that I need to get another box, I'm going to go ahead and just wire everything up to the best of my ability, just to get this thing operational so you can kind of see it. And then I'm going to have to come back out here and correct it later. But that has nothing to do with TOPENS. Like I said, this was actually my error whenever I ordered this box. But yeah, it's all right. I'll get another one. So anyway, let me finish going through, getting some different wires connected. Obviously, everything is color coded, right, of where stuff goes. And then whenever it comes time to actually start wiring in the opener, I'll bring you back for that. Okay, so whenever it comes to starting to install all the wires into your box, all right, a couple things that you should know with the kit is that whenever it comes to your batteries, right, this does not come with the kit. You do have to buy your own batteries, okay? Now, along with that is the wires, because this needs to be a 24-volt system, so you need to be able to wire your batteries together. That wire also does not come with this kit, so you need to make sure that you have that equipment as well, right? So just getting you know, a good terminal kit box, you know, having some wire strippers, crimpers, all those things. Plus it's out in the weather, so you do want to make sure that it is watertight. So getting some of like the shrink wrap and type things, you know, to be able to do that, which I'll have to do that later because obviously there's no power up here, so I'm gonna have to be able to bring the generator and the heat gun and all that stuff. Just a little too windy today, unless you have like a little portable torch, because I've actually had one of those before. It's a little portable propane torch, like a little soldering thing, right? I used to have that at my old work. That would work just fine too. Something that can melt the shrink wrap, you know, for electrical connectors to make it watertight. Especially the cable, right? Because this is the cable that goes to the second actuator on the second gate. And I'll go ahead and connect it here to the box to kind of show you how to do that. But then whenever it comes to the other side, it's just that. So I'm going to have to connect all those myself and make sure that they're watertight. So And they give you plenty of cord, all depending on the size of your gate. Am I going to need all of this? No, I'm not. So I'll cut it to the length that I need. With the wiring of this, the easiest thing to do, well, for one, is utilize your book of telling you where stuff goes, okay? And then with that being said, you have your one actual. So obviously, if you have a gate that you're only doing one actuator, it makes it really simple because you just do the one, and you're just going to motor one. Now, to try to get all this to go up and in here, and to be, set where it needs to be, it's fine. But I already know that I have 2 wires that are going to be coming into this. And there's upgrades, right? There's things that you can do to this. It has for like a beeper. There's other stuff you can connect in here for lights, right? It has a warning light. This is your second motor. This is your first motor. Then you have electric lock if you're going to do it in a lock. And then it has, this is where your battery comes in, which I already have that going over to my ups, right? So that one is already done, right? There's a fuse. It actually comes with other fuses, spare fuses. And then it has all this stuff up here at the top, right, for adjustments and all those things that you could do later. And then some dip switches that you also need to make sure that you're setting correctly. Now, the easiest way actually to get this to go in, so let me go ahead and get my wire routed up in there. So take your cap, put your cap through here, and a lot of these wires are already soldered, so they already have some solder on the wires, which makes it really nice. All right, get those to come. Bugs. Okay, and this has the 3 cable glands that comes into the bottom of the box, but there is 2 other spots that you can open up if needed for some of this other stuff, like if you're going to do the lock, if you're going to do the lights, if you're going to do some of those other things, right? Plus this middle one, it has room for improvement if needed. Okay, so this is actually going to be for my motor 1. It's all going to this one here, and then I have my other wire coming up that's going to be going into the other motor on the other side. But I'm just going to go ahead and pull all this out. We'll get it into this other side. And I always like to be able to make sure that I can see a part of my external sheathing on my wire sticking up just a little bit into the box. This one I have sticking up just a little bit more, namely because I wanted it to have a little more room to get over to this area. Now, the easiest thing to do with this, instead of trying to fight all these wires getting them into here, just take this block, pull it out, right? Because it has the screwdriver on the bottom, right? It has all your little screws on the bottom. So from here, you can go ahead and loosen them off. Ow. Try not to hurt yourself and drop it like I do always. It helps if you have a smaller screwdriver, or a tweaker is what it's normally called. I don't know why they call it that. I don't know. But go ahead and get all those opened up, and then from here go ahead and start putting all your wires in of where they're going to go. So, and just remember how it goes back in, so you're looking from left to right and ensuring that those are going where they're supposed to be going. Okay, so my first wire is going to be red. All right, and then once you have all those set, then go ahead and push that back in, and then it's good to go. Okay, then you basically do the exact same thing for the second one. It goes in the exact same, and then this is the wire that I have to put through the conduit that I don't have yet, and run it over to the other motor to get that going. But for right now, I'm just going to lay it on top of the ground, and then I'll come through and I'll disconnect it, run it through the conduit later, whenever I'm able to go get some conduit. Because yeah, I dropped the ball on that one. That's me. I completely forgot. So all right, y'all. Well, I still need to get the wires for the battery, so let me go get some wires to get the batteries connected, and then we'll be able to test this thing out. All right, see you in a sec. Okay, so actually I was able to find a conduit to put down just so we can run over that. Not too worried about putting it into the ground for right now. And I do, I do have this wire connected. So everything is temporary for right now, because the big plan is we're not keeping this here. We want to be able to move it up to the front of the property, but we'll see. So, and of course now it's starting to rain, or getting to the point trying to rain. So I'm trying to get this hurried up. So I'm getting in here, I'm getting my solar panel connected to my ups. Okay, all that should be connected. So right now my batteries are down here. Like I said, box isn't big enough. I have to go get a different box. But I'll get all this wrapped up. Okay, I will put the cover back on that, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this closed for now, because now everything is all connected here. So I just got to finish connecting my other battery. Let's see, I got a light. It really wants to start raining on me. Great. So that means we got power. So that's the power button. And then all the dip switches, those are all set kind of how they need to be set, good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get this closed up before it gets wet. And then I'm pretty certain that I'm going to have to do some adjusting on this, but I think I'm going to have to do that tomorrow when it's not raining. All right, let me hurry up and get this closed up. As you can see, I am going to have to do some adjusting because as it's in the closed position, obviously the gates don't come together, but that's pretty easily adjusted, right? So actually, let me go get one of the key fobs. I forgot to bring that out here, and then let's see how it opens and how it closes. Yeah, actually, it's the next day, and yeah, when it was raining, it didn't stop. So basically, the installation is done. I'd still need to do a little bit of adjustment to the gate. We have a lot more rain coming. It's going to be here like very, very soon. So I'm going to get out here and try to adjust on this gate. Now, we do have a wireless controller that was also provided to us for this gate from TOPENS. Once again, thank you, TOPENS. Definitely get down to our description. Go check out the information that's down there. That way you can try to get your own gate opener. So far, I mean, I like it. And I've already tested it out off camera just to kind of see it. Super quiet. Oh my God, so quiet. I was actually kind of thrown back by it. Because I've seen some other gate openers, and like they'll go to do stuff, and some of them are a little loud. I'm not gonna lie. So, but yeah, this one, I don't know like what other companies like it would compare to. Oh, I need to go over here. So I'm actually trying to grab some tools so I can go do the adjustment. And I need a screwdriver, so it's going to be over here. I know it's probably dark in here, so let's grab that. I have my pocket knife. All right, so I bless you. I got the tool, so let's go ahead and get up to the gate, and I'll meet you there. Yeah, so as you can see, we still need to work on our driveway. Get rid of all these low water spots. 'Cause every time we get a gully washer, yeah, that happens. All right, so coming over here, I just want to do a little bit of adjusting on these actuators. So to be able to adjust, it has a little limit switch down here at the bottom. So what you want to do, right, pull your pin, and then this has this little pin here that you take out, right, and then you take this off, flip this around. Oh, gotta go this way. All right, flip that around. I know I didn't bring the tripod. Oh. And then put the pin back in. Oh, trying to do this one-handed. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, so now that is upside down, so this one is set, so it has two limit switches. Right, this one is set from the factory. Do not touch it. It even has a thing on here. Do not adjust this, right? You don't want to adjust that. Well, this one here, you do want to adjust. And you can see right now, right, it's not even tightened down. So from what I want it to do, I want it to be able to stop, you know, at a certain area. So I'm just going to move it to where I think, hey, this might work. And then I'm going to hit the screw, adjust it. Now I need to do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll go ahead and close it and see where they stop. All right, let's try that. Now we're getting somewhere. Almost to where I want it. That right there. Ooh, that's perfect. That's right where I want that one. Okay, so next is doing this one. And then they should be really close to the same. So I didn't bring a tape measure. So I'll just kind of judge it off of my knife. I accidentally hit the button. Alright, let's see that. Just a little bit more. So obviously it's a process. You're going to have to go through and just do a little bit of adjusting. It's not hard. You're just moving it a little bit until you get them both where you want them to be. Pretty close. And not perfect, but really, really, really close. Boom. But just like that, we have an operational gate. Everything's been adjusted. I just need to go through and button everything up wire-wise. But other than that, I'm happy. Alright, so that's it. That's all we got for you on this one. So once again, thank you, TOPENS, for reaching out, allowing us to install your product. And this series definitely would not have been here or done without them reaching out. This project was always set to be, way in the future, but we couldn't resist. We couldn't pass up the great opportunity to work with an amazing company. And yeah, that's it. So get down to the description, check out the links that we have. It's greatly appreciated. And I guess I better get inside before it starts to rain. And yeah, that's it. If you'd like to stick around a little bit further, we have this video that you can check out right here, or the whole year's playlist over on this side. And then the icons at the top make it easy to subscribe both here and to our side channel. Go check it out. It's greatly appreciated. And last but not least, get out there, thank a veteran with every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day. We'll see you on the next one.